Before I began using Unity, I made games with Pygame, which is a library for making games in the Python programming language. Here's what I've learned about Pygame and game development in 6 months. During the first 4 weeks of development, I got familiar with how Pygame works, and I made some simple player movement and a scrolling background. Later, I replaced the yellow square with a ninja that was smaller, and I also made the ninja rotate around because ninjas are cooler than yellow squares. In the first real week of developing something that we can actually call a game, I've added zombies, zombie movement, and these projectiles so the player can shoot at the zombies. I also gave the player and the enemies some health bars so you could not kill the zombies with one shot. I also added some simple trees, houses, and water. Next up, I added a simple pause menu to let players pause the game. Also, when you pause the game, the screen gets a little darker. And I also added these new enemies, which are like these pink slimes, but I prefer calling them flubbers. Why? Because slime goes like floop floop, and I just thought flubber sounds cooler than slime. So yeah, these are the flubbers. As you can see right here, I've added ammo so you cannot shoot infinitely, and I've also added gold, so if I kill for example a zombie here, I get more gold if I'm lucky. Zombies usually drop between 0 and 5 gold, so later we'll be making a shop that we can actually use the gold to buy new weapons and stuff. I've also made it so that the zombies always keep a little distance to one another, so we don't have a lot of zombies stuck inside one zombie, and yeah. So this right here is a really simple shop, and we can now buy a shuriken, unpause the game, and now we can switch over to the other weapon that we just bought, the shuriken, which gives the zombies more damage. But if we have multiple weapons in the game, we also want to have a way of organizing them. That is why I created this very simple hotbar inventory at the bottom of the screen, where you can then also store items in a large inventory or keep them in your hotbar so you can access them more easily and actually have a visual representation of what key to press when you want to switch to a weapon. Creating this inventory system was really complicated, and it's the reason why the main file of the game has around 5,000 lines of code. This right here is the main file of the game. What you're just currently seeing is basically the code for the inventory system. Yeah, so here you get a slight glimpse of just how big that inventory system is and how hard it was to implement. But yeah, as you can see on top of the screen right here, there is a little XP bar. So if I go ahead and kill the zombie, it increased and now I got more XP. It's just like to level up, it doesn't really function anything special. It's just there because I thought it would be a nice addition to the game. I also made this NPC here, and then later I also added in quests. So right here is the final version of the game. You can select a mode you want to go in, and with every mode there is also a night mode where everything around the player is just dark and you cannot see that far, so that makes fighting monsters harder. And as you can see, the game is in a different perspective because I wanted actually to make the game 3D, but because Pygame doesn't support 3D, I made it like isometric, but because that didn't work, I just took isometric textures and put them onto a 2D tile map, which I think made the game worse. So I probably shouldn't have done that, and that NPC isn't even in that dimension. So it now gives me the quest to kill all of the monsters, which I can see the monster count up there. Right here with the ground, you can just see how terrible these graphics look, and that I should have just sticked with the 2D tile map. So that's definitely the biggest thing I've learned while making this project. Another reason why the graphics are so terrible is that at that point in time I did not have a proper graphic program like Critter, the one that I'm using right now. I used a program called Photoscape, which is made for editing photos and not drawing digital or game art. I have also implemented these quests right here, so now I need to kill 2 of these flobbers, flobby. And that corner down there, I can also see how many I've already killed. As you can also see right here, I have added way more weapons into the shop, so there are now also shurikens, knives that you can stab zombies with, and boomerangs that return back to you. And you have also made these new spiders, so there also is a quest log in which you can see the current quest you need to do and the amount of gold and experience completing these quests gives you. I've also made a piece of armor, so there is this leather chest plate, and if you put that on, it just shows that you have put it on up there. You just don't get that much damage. And I've also made this rune book with a rune which makes you shoot fireballs and another rune which just makes you run faster. Making this game has definitely taught me a lot about game development and how to actually write code and make bigger projects and also handle them. I definitely made some mistakes along the way, for example upgrading the graphics to something that just made the whole game worse. Without this project I just wouldn't be making 3D games right now in Unity, so I'm really glad that I've made this project, and I know I failed at some point, but failure also is a part of learning something and helps you make better things afterwards. If you want to know more about Skyhop, check out that playlist up there. Make sure to like if you like and dislike if you didn't. Tell me in the comments down below what you thought of this video. Smash subscribe, ring that bell, and I hope I'll see you soon. Bye.